Alexandra, so many emotions right now. First of all,
picture this: Miami, 2026. A Filipino tennis star sits in her hotel room, thousands of miles from home, scrolling through her phone after another grueling match. Then she sees it, a video tribute from Jessica Soho, the most trusted voice in Philippine journalism, and within seconds, the tears start flowing. Not just hers, but an entire nation's. What did Jessica Soho say that broke Alex Eala down completely? And why did millions of Filipinos wake up crying that morning? Stick around, because this story is about so much more than tennis. It's about sacrifice, identity, and what happens when a 19-year-old becomes the heartbeat of a nation. Before we dive in, quick favor: if you're loving this content, smash that subscribe button. Shockingly, over 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It costs nothing, takes 2 seconds, and means the world to us. Already subscribed? You're a legend. Thanks for being here. Now back to the story that's making the entire Philippines weep. Alex Eala isn't just a tennis player. She's a phenomenon wrapped in a paradox. Think about it. Here's a teenager who left home at age 12, training in Spain while most kids her age were still figuring out high school drama. She's won junior Grand Slams, broken into the WTA rankings, and become the first Filipino woman to ever make serious waves on the professional circuit. But here's what makes her story cut deeper than any backhand down the line. She's doing it virtually alone. No massive federation budget, no army of coaches funded by corporate sponsors, no government program rolling out red carpets, just raw talent, impossible determination, and a family that bet everything on a dream most people said was unrealistic. Her parents didn't just support her tennis, they restructured their entire lives around it. Mom became her traveling companion and emotional anchor. Dad managed logistics from the Philippines, coordinating schedules across time zones while working to keep the family afloat financially. Every tournament entry fee, every plane ticket, every training session, it all came out of pocket, from a family that believed when nobody else would. And the pressure? Imagine being 19 years old and knowing that every time you step on court, you're not just playing for yourself. You're carrying 115 million people on your shoulders. Every Filipino working overseas, every kid in Manila who can't afford a tennis racket, every parent who dreams bigger for their children, they're all watching, they're all hoping, they're all praying that this one girl from Quezon City can prove that Filipinos belong on the biggest stages in the world. That's the weight Alex Eala carries every single day. No pressure, right? So when Jessica Soho, the woman whose voice has guided the nation through typhoons, elections, corruption scandals, and triumphs for decades, when she decides to dedicate an entire segment to Alex during primetime national television, you better believe the whole country stopped what they were doing. This wasn't some 30-second sports highlight. This was Jessica Soho, sitting at her desk with that signature look of unwavering sincerity, telling the story of Alex Eala like she was narrating a national epic, because in many ways, she was. The tribute opened with footage of young Alex, barely a teenager, stepping onto European clay courts with nothing but a dream and a determination that refused to acknowledge the odds. Jessica's voiceover cut through the noise. While other children her age were enjoying their youth, Alex Eala was halfway across the world, fighting battles most of us can't even imagine. Boom, right in the feels. Then came the montage. Alex training in the Spanish heat, celebrating her first junior Grand Slam title at the French Open, crying after tough losses, picking herself up again and again. And Jessica Soho's narration never wavered from the truth. This girl sacrificed her childhood, her comfort, her sense of normalcy, all to chase something bigger than herself. But here's where it got absolutely devastating. Jessica looked straight into the camera and said, "Alex, you are not alone. You are not just a tennis player. You are a warrior, and the entire Filipino nation stands behind you." Cue the waterworks, not just from Alex, but from everyone watching. That single statement from Jessica Soho carried the weight of 1,000 hugs, 1,000,000 prayers, and the collective pride of a nation that doesn't often see itself reflected on the world's biggest stages. When Jessica Soho calls you a warrior, it's not hyperbole, it's a national decree. It's validation from the one voice every Filipino trusts unconditionally. Alex saw the tribute in her Miami hotel room, probably expecting a quick sports feature, maybe some encouraging words, but what she got instead was a love letter from her entire country, delivered by the person whose approval means everything, and she absolutely lost it. The video Alex posted showed her sobbing uncontrollably, barely able to speak through the tears. "I don't even know what to say," she managed between gasps. "Thank you, Miss Jessica. Thank you to everyone back home. This means everything." And just like that, the floodgates opened nationwide. Social media exploded faster than a Rafa Nadal forehand. Filipino Twitter turned into one massive group cry. Instagram was flooded with screenshots of Alex's tearful reaction, paired with crying emojis and heartfelt messages. TikTok creators stitched the video tribute with their own emotional reactions, nurses in scrubs wiping tears between shifts, overseas workers in the Middle East breaking down in their dorm rooms, parents showing the video to their kids and explaining what it means to represent your country. One viral tweet captured it perfectly. Alex Eala cried. Jessica Soho made us cry. Now we're all crying. The entire Philippines is just one big tear right now. Another user wrote, Jessica Soho calling Alex a warrior while the whole nation stands behind her. I'm not crying. You're crying. Okay, we're all crying. But here's what's really beautiful about this moment. It transcends tennis. Sure, Alex's forehand is lethal, her movement on clay is poetry, and her mental toughness rivals players twice her age. But what Jessica Soho recognized, what the Filipino people felt in their bones, is that Alex Eala represents something far bigger than rankings or trophies. She represents possibility. She represents the Filipino dream that refuses to be limited by circumstances, geography, or resources. She's proof that with enough heart, enough sacrifice, enough sheer stubborn determination, a kid from the Philippines can stand toe-to-toe with anyone in the world. Think about the symbolism here. Jessica Soho, a journalist who's covered everything from natural disasters to political upheavals, who's seen the Philippines at its worst and its best, chose to dedicate her platform to a teenage tennis player. Not because of scandal or controversy, but because of inspiration. Because Alex's story is the kind of story the Philippines needs right now. A reminder that their children are capable of extraordinary things. And the timing couldn't be more perfect. Alex is in the middle of the toughest stretch of her young career, grinding through WTA tournaments, facing players with massive teams and unlimited resources, trying to break through to the next level. Every match is a battle. Every tournament is a test of whether she belongs in the conversation with the sport's elite. So when Jessica Soho's voice echoes across the Pacific, telling her that she's not alone, that an entire nation believes in her, that her sacrifices haven't been noticed, that's not just emotional support. That's fuel, that's armor, that's the kind of motivation money can't buy. As the tears dried and the messages kept pouring in, one thing became clear crystal.
Alex Eala isn't just making tennis history, she's writing a chapter in Filipino history. She's showing a generation of Filipino kids that their dreams aren't too big, their goals aren't too far, and their nationality isn't a limitation, it's their superpower. And when the day comes that Alex holds a WTA trophy over her head, when she stands on center court at Wimbledon or Arthur Ashe Stadium representing the Philippines, you can bet Jessica Soho will be there telling the story. And you can bet the entire nation will be crying again, this time tears of pure joy.